wandering and it keeps coming back to you. One particular moment keeps flashing back.
You hear that nice wah-wah sound from bottoming out the right wrist? That's what we're going to do today. Put the two hands together and learn the first of 4 primary hand techniques, okay? So why don't you start playing along, get your harmonica out and start following along. I'm going to show Stephanie first and then I'll do it second, so you'll have 2 chances to refine your ability to put 2 hands together, okay? So here we go. Okay, so why don't you try this along with Stephanie? So first, let's check your left hand. Notice how Stephanie's got some clearance for her upper lip. And see how the harmonica is grabbing the skin there. And notice how she's got clearance for her lower lip. Oh, I pulled it out too much, didn't I? And notice that her thumb and first finger are pretty close to the same angle line there. Yeah, not exact, but they're pretty close. They're not like this, is what you don't want. You want it pretty close. Okay? So that's the left hand. Now, there's essentially 3 steps to the right hand. Step 1, put the knife edge of your hands together. So go ahead and do that. Right. And so these are the knife edges. This is the knife edge of the hand where you do a karate chop. Okay? Step 2, slide the right hand up 1 digit so that the tip of the left pinky lines up with the crease of the right pinky. Okay? And then step 3, bring the hands together, attempting to seal an air pocket inside. So see, I don't know if you can see that, but she's got a little air pocket in here. So she's going to attempt to seal that air pocket inside. So go ahead and roll your hands together to attempt to seal that air pocket inside. Beautiful. And so one of the things I love about the way she's doing this is first show you this. So check yourself right now. A lot of people leave a big air hole over here. And Stephanie didn't do that. A lot of times people do this. They leave a big air pocket. We don't want that big air pocket. We want to try to seal the air inside. The other place that people leave a big air pocket is over here. Oops. Yeah, there. See how so you want to seal that part as well on the back side of the harmonica. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before with the hands are actually very forgiving. And so you don't need to be exact. Now just let's take a look at the top of the harmonica. If you just get close, it'll be close enough. You'll see the hands will do the magic for you, whether you seal it perfectly or not. And so this is a nice small hand technique. Now, Stephanie's got pretty small hands and she's still able to curl the tips of her fingers over the top a little. If you have very, very small hands, you might want to try something like this, where the fingertips are straight. Okay? Like that. Now, and you might find, Stephanie, actually this is more comfortable for you. You can do a little bit of fingertips straight, or you can curl the fingertips on top. Now the first hand technique we're going to do is the bottoming out of the right wrist. Yes. So see how the right wrist comes apart and then comes back together? And that's what we are going to work on first. So you're probably getting close to the right idea. You're starting to get to the feel this. Again, I want to remind you one more time that the hands do not have to be perfect. They'll still do the magic for us, even if the air is not perfectly sealed. I see lots of little air pockets where, if you can see on top here, there's air between her fingertips a little. It's hard to see, actually. She's got pretty good seal over there. There's a little air space underneath her thumb. There's no way to seal all the air unless someone has a very fleshy hands. Okay, so that's close enough. So I'm going to show you my hand technique now with larger hands, and you can further refine your hand technique by following along with me showing you the hands. Okay, so here's my right hand technique. First of all, review real quick my left hand, lots of clearance, clearance. Remember, this is going to be key, that clearance of the upper lip. Okay, and notice again my thumb and first finger are actually a little closer to line up than Stephanie because I've got bigger hands. So the smaller your hands, the more you're going to go that way. Okay. Skin is grabbing the harmonica, remember that? Now, step 1, the knife edges go together. Step 2, the right hand goes 1 digit higher than the left. Now, something I want to point out what this does is very cool, is this pointy bone right here on the inside, on the pinky side, is called the pisiform. And here's the right pisiform. And the right pisiform sits on top of the left one and acts as an amazing pivot point. And so we are going to learn how to do the hand vibrato, and that's how it's going to be done, through pivoting those. But for now, step 1, line up the hand. Step 2, line up the tip of the left pinky with the crease of the right. Now, I've got a nice air pocket here. I'm going to roll my hands together to try to seal that air inside. Okay, so notice I've got that, I'm closing up the air on the right side of the harmonica. I've got the air closed on the back side. And like Stephanie, I have a big gap here. I don't know if you can see the lighting come through, but I've got a big gap coming underneath there. That is nothing, no way I can seal that because my hands aren't fleshy enough. Okay, and don't forget you're going to spin the harmonica down, right? With your left hand. So we're going to be able to angle it down into our lower lip later. So here again, line up, shift, step 2, step 3, roll the hands together. And you see with my larger hands, I wrap the hands all the way on top. And you can also see I put my thumb in front. This is a personal preference thing. I feel like I have a lot of control. And then when I play the high notes, I quickly move my thumb out of the way. The other thing is, remember, we're going to open from pivoting the right wrist, right? That's our hand technique number 1 of 4 that we're going to learn. Opening from the right wrist. Okay, so that's, and then we're going to go over one last thing in a moment here, and I'll show you the last step to this, playing with 2 hands of the harmonica. Okay, so now the last piece to this 2-hand technique puzzle is bringing the right elbow close to the body. Because watch what happens if I move my elbow out away from my body. The harmonica goes at an angle. If the harmonica, I don't know if you can see that, but the harmonica is going at an angle. If the harmonica goes at an angle, my head goes at an angle. My head goes at an angle, after a while I get a bad stiff neck. I don't like that. So I encourage you to bring the elbow in and learn how to play straight up. And so at first for people it's a little bit uncomfortable because the right wrist needs to be at kind of a compromised position, as if holding a plate up, you know, holding a plate of food or something. So a little bit of a uncomfortable. So let's see you do that. Hold your elbow in. Yeah. There you go. And keep the elbow close to your body, and let's see if the harmonica ends up being straight. Go ahead and put the harmonica in your mouth. Great. So the harmonica is straight and your head is pretty straight. Yep. Okay? Just think of the steps as more of just getting you close to the right idea, and then from there, you're going to let the hands shape themselves. Because that's what happens. Over time, all the things I do with my hands, I never premeditated. My hands just kind of found a way to comfortably fit together on their own. So right now, your job right now is just to get close to the right idea, and you'll see over time, if you look back a month from now, you'll see, wow, your hands have learned all these, have set themselves up on their own without you even planning it. Yeah. Main thing is you want to attempt to seal the air, pretty close to seal the air inside. Okay? So now what we want to do is let's do a long blow, and you want to create a shape inside your mouth as if you were saying oh and yawning at the same time. So saying oh, 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 oh. A big, so we want a big open O, and we want to open and close the hands over holes 1, 2, 3 below. Sing a big O, and then try bottoming out the right wrist on O over holes 1, 2, 3. Let's hear yours. Yeah, so could you hear her harmonica was making a slight shift in tone? And that's actually the best I would expect from someone when they first learn. So that's what you want to look for yourself, is if you're hearing a slight change in the sound quality when you open and close the hands, I want you to say, wow, cool, I'm on the right track. Because this is another one of those things, there's no exact right or wrong way to do this. The ultimate goal is to change the sound quality, right? Closed hands create a muted bassy tone, and open hands create a bright sound. Those are the exact same notes, different tonal quality. The color of the sound is different. Now, if you try to do that right now, I'm sure you won't be able to do that because I haven't showed you some key tricks that are going to enable you to create that large of a differentiation. But for now, just getting a slight coloring of the sound is enough. So let's do one last time together. Bring the hands together, elbow in, deep breath inside. Say O and open and close the hands and try to get some kind of tonal variation of the sound. Let's hear yours again. And let's hear yours too. We're out of breath. Take a deep breath in. And then try it one more time. Ooh. Yeah, she's really on the right track now. So she moved her hands a little faster and that seemed to help her. So why don't you try that too? Move your hands a little faster. Yeah. Okay, so we're on the right track. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next couple lessons. We are going to start single notes. So that is going to also be the building blocks for playing songs. Single notes are key for playing songs. Hands are key for making the song sound good and soulful. Okay, see you soon.